Tim Bailey, weatherman extraordinaire, calls him Super Simon, Saturdays with Simon. He associates Simon Harrison with Saturdays on Sky Sports Radio because he's been there that long as a fixture. People are comfortable with him. They turn the radio on, there he is, and he does it every week.
The mellifluous tones of sounding so relaxed on what really is a pressure cooker, working in the radio studio on a Saturday where you've got so many voices coming through your headset. You're fading, pushing buttons up and down, playing commercials, recording interviews. There's been very few people over the years that have been able to do this job at the level that Simon has achieved, but he is an absolute star.
I'm Simon Harrison, I'm 39 and I'm a race coordinator for Sky Sports Radio in Sydney. This is my story. My childhood was the same as everyone else's. Rodeo bikes, played sport, cricket in the backyard, that sort of thing. Had plenty of mates. 1996 was when everything changed and I survived a very serious railroad accident which resulted in the loss of my left arm and part of my right hand. It was a second chance at life, but one that came with some very strict terms and conditions. It felt like I was looking through a window into a world that I was no longer a part of. I moved out to Parramatta where I was on a disability support pension, and it wasn't long before I started spending time down at the TAB. So the thing I like about horse racing is no matter what physical limitations you might have, if you enjoy your racing, you can in some way get involved. I came up to 2KY in Parramatta, where I met Russell Veach, who was the coordinator of the evening. He was generous enough to give me his time and his energy. And he said, if you want to come up and practice in that spare studio doing what I'm doing, which is race coordinating. Well, after about 12 months, and Russ was monitoring my progress, he said, okay, you've probably gone as far as you can in here. We put together a demo tape and I gave it to the program director. It was the 19th of May 2003, it was a Monday afternoon. And Russ had rung me to say that someone was sick and the program manager had given me the green light to go on air with him that night. So I went in there and practiced on the way down there, and I thought, well, I've been practicing for the last 12 months, now's my chance. Soon after I first started at 2KY, we had a staff barbecue up on the roof, and my heart froze when the chief engineer handed me a sausage sandwich that slipped straight through my grip and splattered all over the ground in front of a roof full of strangers that were my new workmates. And I remember thinking to myself, what are these people going to think of me? Geez, this kid can't even hold his sausage sandwich, how's he going to hold a job? But that was 17 years ago and I've been dropping them ever since. No one would be aware of my physical disability listening to me when they hear me on air. They hear my ability, which is talking, which is communicating to the public. I was at Parramatta for 3 years until 2006, when the afternoon and evening part of our operation relocated to Melbourne. Well, it was the age of 26 and I thought, well, it's about time I roll up my sleeve and get my driver's licence, because for then I'd been relying on so many other people. So I finally went through the process of getting my L's and my P's and everything, and did it through an occupational therapist actually, and got my adaptions, and then I got my driver's licence within about 12 months, and that opened my life right up. I helped to co-facilitate a workshop in the western suburbs for people who have come from different countries who have disabilities. I know from my own experience how tough life can be as a fifth generation Australian, trying to adapt into a society when you have a significant handicap. Coming from a different country where English isn't your first language and trying to fit into a new society would be tough. I was brought in with my experience in radio to help them achieve their goals, which is becoming competent and confident public talkers. I found the whole experience very, very uplifting. But if I could give any advice, it would be to volunteer your time, definitely, persist, and don't give up. Don't give up the faith. Don't think that it can hold you back. Be aware of what your strengths are and have full confidence and back your own ability.